Tonight is not ordinary. Something is shifting for you right now. You did not click on this by accident, and this moment is not random. If you have been tired, stretched, praying in silence, wondering how much longer you can carry the weight, listen closely. Because what looks delayed is not dead. What feels blocked is not buried. There are seasons when your hands look empty, but heaven is already moving in your direction. Stay with me, because the next few minutes may speak directly to the place in you that almost gave up. The pressure has been real, the bills have been loud, the waiting has felt heavy, but there is another reality beyond what your eyes can measure. There is a divine movement already building around your life. A door can open fast. One call can change the story. One idea can break a cycle. One act of favor can move you from strain to stability. Do not scroll away from this word too quickly. Hear this with your spirit wide open. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not shut out. The same God who kept you in the dry season knows how to lead you into overflow. And what is coming will not only help you survive, it will help you stand, breathe, rebuild, and move forward with fresh strength. So take a deep breath, slow your heart, let faith rise again, because a new season of provision is closer than it appears, and what has your name on it is already beginning to move towards you. There are moments in life when everything around you looks dry, but something deep inside keeps whispering that change is near. You may not see movement yet, but you can feel it, a stirring, a shift, a quiet signal in your spirit that says heaven is not silent. This is the kind of moment where unexpected help begins to find you. This is not luck. This is not a random break. This is timing that only God can arrange. When God decides to bless your life, He does not ask your bank account for permission. He does not check the economy first. He does not wait for people to agree with your future. When He releases provision, no system can fully block what He has spoken. Some of you have been living in a hard season. Bills rising, income shrinking, pressure growing, strength thinning. And yet, even there, in the middle of the dry ground, God has been preparing something greater than what you can measure right now. Do not judge your future by your current numbers. God is not limited by what is in your wallet, what is missing from your account, or what has not happened yet. He is the source behind every stream. He is the provider behind every door. He knows how to send help through places you never expected. He can stir hearts, open paths, and turn shut places into open flow. So hear this clearly. Your present condition is not the final report. Your story is not locked inside this season. Something greater is already moving. Keep listening, because this is where faith begins to push back against fear. There is a timing in the spirit that human logic cannot control. Sometimes God allows waiting, not to crush you, but to deepen your trust. Sometimes He delays visible results so your faith can grow stronger than your feelings. But when the right moment comes, what has been held back can begin to rush forward. Some of you have prayed quietly. You have cried where nobody saw you. You kept showing up while carrying private pressure. And maybe you asked, did God hear me at all? Yes, He heard you. Not only that, He has already begun moving in ways you cannot yet fully see. The resources you need, the open doors you have prayed for, the breakthrough you kept hoping for. They are not far away in some cold distance. They are being aligned even now. God is not trapped inside human systems. He does not depend on earthly circulation. He creates paths where none existed before. He can cause support to come from surprising places. He can release an idea that turns into income. He can restore what seemed lost. He can shift one connection and change the whole direction of a season. But listen carefully here. You cannot calculate a miracle like a budget line. You cannot always predict divine provision with a spreadsheet. You have to believe before you fully see. Faith does not mean pretending pressure is not real. Faith means refusing to let pressure have the final word. And when your belief lines up with God's promise, the unseen begins moving toward the seen. Don't miss this. The answer is not always louder effort. Sometimes the answer is deeper trust, clearer expectation, and the courage to believe that God is still able. Faith has a voice, and that voice matters. When your circumstances get dark, your words can either build a prison or open a window. This is why you must be careful what you keep repeating over your life. If all you say is, "Nothing changes for me, I will always struggle, I can't get ahead," then little by little you train your heart to agree with lack. But if you begin to say, "God will provide, God will make a way, God is still working, doors are opening, help is coming," then your spirit starts standing up again. You may feel weak while saying it. Say it anyway. You may not see proof yet. Speak life anyway, because faith is not noise. Faith is alignment. It is your heart and mouth coming into agreement with the God who is not finished with your story. Unexpected funds are not only about money, they are signs of movement. They are reminders that God sees faithfulness, sacrifice, patience, obedience, and quiet endurance. Some of you were faithful with little. You gave when it hurt. You helped others while carrying your own needs. You kept your heart soft in a hard season. That matters. And when God restores, He does not restore like man. He knows how to multiply what was lost. He knows how to return dignity where shame tried to settle. He knows how to turn one missed opportunity into many new ones. So do not call it coincidence when favor begins to move. Do not call it luck when what was delayed finally arrives. Recognize the hand of God in the middle of it, because what heaven starts, heaven knows how to finish. Sometimes provision comes in ways that do not look dramatic at first. It may arrive as a simple idea that keeps returning to your mind. It may come through a conversation you almost skipped. It may come through a delayed payment, a fresh partnership, an unexpected opportunity, or a person suddenly deciding to help you. Small doors can carry big answers. That is why you must stay alert in this season. God may guide you through gentle instructions, a step, a call, a meeting, a new direction, a service opportunity that becomes a connection. Do not ignore the quiet leadings. The smallest instruction can unlock a major shift. Many times, people are waiting for thunder while God is speaking in a whisper. Listen closely. Every closed door in your past was not always rejection. Sometimes it was redirection. Every disappointment was not wasted pain. Sometimes it was part of a larger arrangement happening behind the curtain. God has been working where you could not see. He has been shaping timing, aligning people, preparing your hands, and strengthening your character so that when increase comes, it will not crush you. It will serve purpose. That matters because not every blessing is only for comfort. Some provision is assignment. Some increase is connected to impact. God does not only want to get resources to you, He wants to get resources through you. He wants your life to become a testimony that His provision is real, His timing is wise, and His favor is not limited by the dry place you came out of. Stay with me here, because if you understand this part, you will stop seeing blessing as the end of the story and start seeing it as the beginning of a larger calling. Sure. You were not created to live under constant fear about money. You were not designed to wake up every day under the weight of endless struggle, always wondering if there will be enough. God desires more for your life than survival mode. He wants peace in your spirit, wisdom in your steps, and enough in your hands so that you can meet needs, serve others, and walk with freedom instead of panic. But there is a preparation that often happens before manifestation. Before the overflow, there is training. Before the visible increase, there is inner work. While you were waiting, God may have been teaching you discipline. He may have been building humility. He may have been correcting patterns that would have made increase dangerous. He may have been showing you how to hold more without losing your heart, because sudden provision without inner strength can become another trap. But provision joined with maturity becomes stewardship, and stewardship opens the door to lasting impact. So if this season has felt slow, do not assume it was empty. Heaven may have been doing deep work in you. Gratitude matters in that process. Thanksgiving changes the atmosphere of the heart. Complaining narrows vision. Gratitude widens it. A thankful spirit can see movement before the natural eye sees results. That is why even now you must thank God for what is on the way, not as denial, not as fantasy, but as faith in action. Gratitude says, I trust your character before I see the outcome. And that kind of trust creates room in the soul for peace, clarity, and expectation. Remember this line: expectation is the place where faith stretches out its hands and says, I am ready to receive what God has prepared. There are people listening right now who feel invisible. You kept praying, you kept sowing, you kept working, but it seemed like nothing changed. Hear this clearly: silence is not absence, delay is not denial. The unseen hand of God is still active. Still, He is able to position the right people near you, remove the wrong influences from your path, and create a sequence of moments that only make sense later. There are opportunities already connected to your purpose, waiting for the right time to appear. The resources coming to you are not random. They are meant to serve something bigger than fear, bigger than image, bigger than comfort alone. They are connected to vision. They are connected to calling. They are connected to the assignments on your life. So when help arrives, do not shrink back in false humility. Do not sabotage your own breakthrough by saying it cannot be real. Receive with peace, receive with bold faith, receive with the understanding that what God gives, He gives with purpose. He is not the God of barely enough. He is the God of more than enough. He can feed your family. He can restore your house. He can multiply the work of your hands. He can turn empty places into places of testimony. And when the appointed time comes, it can happen faster than people imagine. One shift can break a pattern that lasted years. One opening can start a chain of restoration. One moment of favor can override a long season of frustration. If that sounds impossible, remember who your source is. Earth has limits. God does not. Systems fail. God does not. People forget. God does not. Keep that truth close to your heart. But let us go deeper, because provision is not only about receiving, it is about alignment. It is about seeing God as the true owner and yourself as a steward, trusted with what passes through your hands. Everything begins to change when you stop treating blessing like a personal trophy and start treating it like a sacred trust. When money becomes your master, fear grows. When money becomes a tool, freedom grows. God wants your heart free. He wants your peace rooted in Him, not in numbers. And when your heart is aligned, generosity becomes natural, not forced. A closed hand struggles to receive more because it was never meant to hold everything for itself. An open hand becomes a channel. This is why giving matters. Giving breaks fear. Giving confronts the lie that says your security depends only on what you cling to. Giving reminds your soul that God remains the source. And no, this is not about pressure or performance. It is about posture. It is about trust. It is about a heart that says, Lord, what you place in my life will not stop with me. The kingdom pattern has always been blessing flowing through people, not ending in them. The moment you understand that, your relationship with provision changes. You begin asking better questions. Not only how can I be safe, but also how can I serve? How can I bless? How can I use what God gives me to lift, build, heal, and help? And that kind of heart is powerful. Heaven trusts open vessels. Heaven moves through willing stewards. Heaven looks for people who can carry increase without worshiping it. So ask yourself honestly, if more came into your hands, what would it do in your heart? That question matters because often God prepares the vessel before he expands the flow. There is another truth you must not ignore. Hidden blockages in the heart can slow what faith is trying to release. Fear is one, doubt is another. But there are others too: unforgiveness, bitterness, wrong beliefs, a secret love of money. Deep inside, many people want breakthrough, but they still carry inner agreements with lack. They still say things like, "People like me never get ahead. I always miss my chance. Nothing good lasts." These are not harmless phrases. They become quiet chains. They shape expectation in the wrong direction. If you want a new season, you must challenge the words you speak over yourself. Renounce every sentence that keeps you tied to defeat. Stop rehearsing hopelessness. Stop partnering with despair through your mouth. And if there is unforgiveness in your heart, release it. Not because what happened was small, but because carrying that poison keeps damaging you. A bitter heart struggles to rest. A fearful heart struggles to trust. A divided heart struggles to receive. Ask God to search you deeply. Ask Him to reveal any hidden fear, pride, resentment, greed, or false belief that has taken root inside. This is not condemnation. This is cleansing. This is preparation. Because once the inner pipe is clear, the flow no longer fights its way through. It begins to move freely. And maybe that is what this moment is also about for you. Not only provision arriving from outside, but healing happening on the inside. Not only a new opportunity around you, but a new spirit within you. Stay with this, because real increase is not only about what enters your hand, it is also about what leaves your heart. God's provision often moves through ideas, opportunities, timing, and favor. Many people are waiting for money to fall from the sky while ignoring the wisdom, strategy, and creativity already trying to reach them. Sometimes the answer is a new direction. Sometimes it is a skill you need to use. Sometimes it is courage to begin. Sometimes it is the discipline to manage what you already have with greater peace and focus. Divine help does not always look loud at first. Often, it looks like clarity, a strong thought in prayer, a path opening little by little, a burden lifting enough for you to think clearly again, a door you were not expecting, a person remembering your name at the exact right time. Do not despise practical answers just because they do not look mystical enough. God is fully able to move in supernatural ways, but He is also the giver of wisdom, timing, ideas, strategy, and favor. He knows how to lead you into the right place at the right moment. He knows how to connect obedience to provision. He knows how to turn one faithful step into a chain of blessing. This is why peace matters so much. Anxiety creates noise, peace creates hearing. A restless heart misses instruction. A still heart notices direction. So breathe again. Slow down enough to listen. Ask God, what step are you showing me? What have I been overlooking? What door are you highlighting? What fear do I need to release? Then respond, because obedience is often where unseen movement becomes visible. The breakthrough many people long for is sometimes waiting on the other side of one clear yes, one honest surrender, one act of courage, one faithful step taken without full explanation. And once that step is taken, what seemed delayed can start moving very quickly. Do not be shocked if your next season looks very different from your last one. Some of you will go from barely knowing how to pay one bill to learning how to manage multiple streams of blessing with wisdom and humility. Some of you will see doors open so quickly that the only honest answer will be, God did this. Some of you will receive help from places you never imagined. The same people who overlooked you may suddenly remember you. The same spaces that felt closed may open. The same area where you once cried may become the place where you testify. This is how God works. He can turn humiliation into honor. He can turn strain into strength. He can turn your hidden season into a public reminder that He still provides. But when the blessing comes, stay grounded. Stay humble. Do not compare. Do not become proud. Do not forget the God who carried you when nobody else understood the full weight of what you were facing. Humility keeps the river flowing. Gratitude keeps your heart clear. Generosity keeps your vision healthy. And purpose keeps increase from becoming distraction. Remember, this is not just about temporary relief, it is about divine supply connected to divine purpose. What is coming to your life has meaning. It is not random cash without direction. It is not increase without assignment. It carries the possibility of restoration, impact, and testimony. So lift your expectation, but keep your heart low before God. Believe boldly, but walk gently. Receive freely, but hold it with open hands, because the same God who sends provision also teaches stewardship, and the same God who opens doors also shows you how to walk through them with wisdom. Now let this settle in your spirit. The drought does not last forever. The empty season is not your identity. The delay was never meant to define you. God has not brought you this far to abandon you in the middle. If He sustained you through the hard months, He can also establish you in a better season. If He gave you breath in the pressure, He can give you provision in the release. If He kept your mind from breaking, He can also rebuild what strain tried to wear down. You are not at the mercy of the environment around you. You are not trapped by the opinions of people. You are not locked inside the limits of what you currently see. God is still able to do beyond what you expected. So speak abundance over your life, not in arrogance, but in agreement with the God who provides. Speak peace over your mind. Speak courage over your future. Speak hope over your home. Speak wisdom over your decisions. Speak life over the places that fear tried to claim. And when you feel weak, remember that faith is not always loud. Sometimes faith is simply refusing to quit. Sometimes faith is whispering, God will make a way, while tears are still in your eyes. Sometimes faith is thanking Him before the answer is fully visible. That kind of faith matters. That kind of faith moves. That kind of faith holds steady when the night feels long. So do not throw away your confidence now. Do not let fear preach louder than truth. What is for you will not pass you by. What God has appointed for your life will find its moment. And when it does, it will not only meet need, it will restore vision, awaken strength, and remind you that heaven was moving long before you saw the first sign. And when the river begins to flow, remember why. Not only so you can exhale, though you will. Not only so you can rest, though you will need that too. Not only so your own needs can be met, though God cares about that deeply. The flow comes so that your life can become a blessing point. You are blessed to bless. You are strengthened to strengthen. You are lifted so you can help lift others. This is where the script of your life takes on a larger beauty. The breakthrough does not end with relief, it moves into purpose. The answer does not stop at survival, it extends into service. God is looking for people whose hearts stay soft when their hands become full. He is looking for people who remember pain without becoming bitter, who remember lack without becoming controlled by fear, who remember prayer without losing gratitude when the answer arrives. Be one of those people. Decide now that your life will not become smaller as provision grows. Decide now that if God brings increase, you will use it with wisdom, generosity, and compassion. Decide now that your testimony will not just be, I got out, but also, I became a channel. There is a joy in that kind of living that material comfort alone cannot provide. There is a holy satisfaction in knowing your life carries more than your own story. So, yes, expect favor. Yes, expect open doors. Yes, expect provision, but also expect purpose. Expect responsibility. Expect to become an answer in someone else's dark season. Because when God trusts a person with provision and that person keeps their heart clean, humble, and open, the blessing keeps moving. It does not dry up, it becomes a river. So here is the final call. for your spirit tonight. Let go of fear. Let go of the lie that you are forgotten. Let go of the thought that this pressure gets the last word. Let go of every agreement you made with hopelessness and take hold again of faith, peace, gratitude, and expectation. Say within yourself, God is my source. My season can change. My story is still moving. Help is on the way. Wisdom is coming. Doors will open. I will not live ruled by fear. Hold that line. Repeat it until your heart believes it more deeply. Do not rush away from this moment. Sit in it. Pray through it. Let the message settle. Let hope rise. Let your inner world come into agreement with what heaven has already spoken. Your life is not finished. Your future is not sealed by this struggle. The same God who carried you through silent nights knows how to bring visible answers in broad daylight. The same God who fed you with strength when there was little around you knows how to bring resources into your hands at the right time. The same God who kept you from falling apart knows how to establish you in peace, wisdom, and overflow. This is your moment to believe again. This is your moment to stand again. This is your moment to receive again. And if this message reached you right where you are, do not ignore that. Stay expectant, stay prayerful, stay grateful, stay ready, because a new chapter of provision, purpose, and testimony may be much closer than it looks, and what has been sent for your life is already on the move.